Okay, it's been a while. Took a few days, didn't make any videos. It's not like there wasn't anything to talk about, but I guess sometimes I just have to get really motivated and get angry enough, I guess, to feel like I need to speak to you rather than type to you. And today in the news, just one more example, the stupidity, the absolute short-sightedness, the lack of common sense exhibited by politicians, and in this case, in particular, the Democrats. Now, Biden comes out and tells us how concerned he is about our infrastructure. Now, you know as well as I do that infrastructure is like schools and children. Politicians will use those to get some support, to get your attention, to make you think they care, that they're doing something, that they're involved. And infrastructure, well, how could anybody be against infrastructure, right? I mean, you want bridges that work, you want roads, you want buildings, you want infrastructure, right? And you can't have that without government, right? Nobody else can make that stuff. Actually, government doesn't make it. Government contracts people to make it. See how that works? So it's not like government makes a damn thing, but they'll tell you they do. Anyway, now infrastructure's coming up. Well, of course, that costs money, right? We're talking billions, trillions with a T of dollars, which, of course, has to come from somewhere. I wonder where that's going to come from. Now, they'll tell you, we're going to tax the rich. Look, the studies have been done. The graphs have been created showing that if you took the money from every billionaire and millionaire in the United States today, just took all their money, the government said, national emergency, you have no choice. We're going to take your money. It would run the government for about 8 months, maybe. And that's if they don't spend any more than they're spending now, when that's not going to happen. So, I brought up a few articles to buttress my point. And before I get to those, I just want to point out to you, and I want you to think about it. Share this video. I especially want your liberal friends to see it and hear it. And maybe one or two of them will have the stones to actually respond to it and explain to me where I'm wrong. I doubt it, but maybe. To fix the infrastructure, we're told we need taxes. Okay. How long have we been paying taxes? You and me, as a nation. How long have we been paying taxes? And all these taxes, not just the income tax, sit down one day, get a legal pad out, and make a list of all the things you pay taxes on. Your groceries, here in the Richmond area, of course, you got meals taxes on top of the sales taxes, taxes on gas, taxes on your telephone, taxes on your cable TV. Think of all the stuff you pay taxes on. But let's stick with infrastructure for right now. Roads, bridges, buildings. That money comes from taxes on gasoline, comes from property taxes. In some states, it comes from income taxes at the state level. Now, on the federal level, it certainly comes from your income tax. So you're already paying taxes if you are in the workforce and you get a paycheck. And you look at that pay stub every week or 2 weeks or every month whenever you get paid, and you see all the money that's being taken out by the federal government in taxes. That money is supposed to be going toward, among other things, infrastructure. And certainly at the state level, when you look at your property taxes, gas taxes, and others, see, the feds aren't the only ones taxing the gallon of gas you get at the pump. Your state's taxing it too. So you're paying taxes already. You remember a few years back when we had a Republican governor named Bob McDonnell? I remember. That's another thing about me that irritates the shit out of people is I remember these things. They hope you don't remember. They want you to forget. That way they can tell you what they want you to believe and expect you to swallow it because you don't remember what happened 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago. Bob McDonnell got the state of Virginia the largest tax increase in the history of the state. Remember? Republican, conservative, fiscally responsible. Largest tax increase in the history of the state. What was the purpose for it? What were we told was the purpose for it? Infrastructure, roads. We were going to use it to fix the roads, build more roads, repair the current roads. You seen any of that money getting spent for that? Still got potholes on the roadways around your house? Anybody? Hello? And even back then when that happened, I told everybody then, this isn't the end of it. They're going to find an excuse. They're going to tell you, well, we need more money. We just didn't have enough. I mean, look at all the problems we got to fix. We need more tax money. And your taxes are going to go up again. And they're going to tell you it's for the exact same damn reasons. Well, here we are. And now at the federal level, you know, Pete Buttigieg, the director of the Department of Transportation, we're going to tax people per mile that they drive. Now, number one, I don't know how the hell they're supposed to keep track of that, how they're going to do that. If they're going to count on you and me to give them accurate numbers, then okay, you go ahead and keep believing that. I'm going to pay as much as I possibly can in taxes, Mr. Buttigieg. Idiot. But now they want to tax on top of. Now, see, here's the key. If you listen to the politicians talk, they'll talk like this is the only tax you're going to be paying. This is the only thing you need to worry about. This is the only thing you should be concerned with. You know, there's no other taxes, just this one tax. Bullshit. It's another tax on top of all of the other taxes we're already paying. How does nobody understand this? And they think you're too stupid to get it. Do you understand that, Mr. and Mrs. Voter? They really depend on you being too stupid to understand that this is not just some new tax that's going to take the place of all the others. It is in addition to. So you're already paying taxes on gas when you fill up at the pump. You're already paying property taxes. In many states, you're paying a property tax on your car. All of this money is supposed to be going to infrastructure. Where's it going? Now, I can't help but think, and this is directed at you, Mr. and Mrs. Liberal, I can't help but think that maybe if we hadn't just sent several $1 billion overseas to other nations for a whole host of stupid shit. I mean, Rand Paul does a great job of breaking that down if you ever watch any of his videos and telling you exactly what it is that money is getting spent on. And it's just absolutely ridiculous, inane, nonsensical crap. But those countries, they expect to get money from us for some reason. You and me, Mr. and Mrs. American taxpayer, we're paying for gender studies in Pakistan or the migration route of the brown-nosed snail darter or some stupid shit. Our money is going to other countries to pay for this. Now, you know by now how I feel about taxes. Taxation is theft. But if we're going to pay these taxes anyway, if the government's going to take them from us, shouldn't we expect them to at least spend that money here in this country? Maybe fixing, I don't know, infrastructure? Now think about it. All that money we just sent overseas, now Biden's talking about a $3 trillion stimulus package. So look for your taxes to go up even more. If we had kept that money here, would we have to be talking about a tax per mile of driving? Mr. and Mrs. Liberal, help me out. Come on. And you Republicans, when I'm picking on the Democrats, I know that it just tickles the hell out of you. But let's not pretend that the Republicans don't do the same damn thing. Like I said, Bob McDonnell got us the biggest tax increase in state history. And I told you then it wasn't going to be enough. They were going to come back later and get more. And here we are again. And boy, talk to a Republican about spending money on the military or spending money on a police department. Boy, don't you dare talk about cutting spending on any of that. Oh my God. They'll call you everything but a child of God. All right, let's look at some of these articles. Here's from Daily Caller. Let me see what today's day is. It's March 26th. Secretary Pete Buttigieg proposes taxing drivers by the mile. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg proposed a vehicle mileage tax on Friday as a way to help pay, excuse me, COVID, as a way to help pay for President Joe Biden's expected multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure proposal. Multi-trillion-dollar. So I think that shows a lot of promise, Buttigieg said when asked by CNBC's Kayla Tosh, I hope I'm saying that right, anyway, about a mileage-based tax. If we believe in that so-called user pays principle, the idea that part of how we pay for roads is you pay based on how much you drive, the gas tax used to be the obvious way to do it. It's not anymore. Well, why isn't it, Pete? Why isn't it, liberals? If we're still paying the gas tax, and we are, then what the hell is that money being spent on? Why is that not the way to do it anymore? And this pay as you use, okay, let's do that. Let's pay as you use. When I use Powhite Parkway around Richmond, I pay the toll to use it. Okay? Why am I going to pay taxes so you can fix a road in North Dakota or Michigan or anywhere else in the damn country that I'm not driving on it? So yeah, you want to go with that principle of pay as you use it, Pete, then restrict it to the roads I'm actually using. But that's not how it's going to work, is it? No, when you take my tax money away from me, it's going to be going wherever the hell you decide it's going to go, right? It's not going to go to the roads I'm driving on. Dumbasses. All right. From WESH2. This is actually from AP, but it's on their page. And it's dated today. President Biden wants multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure package approved over summer. Well, like I said, get ready for your taxes to go up. Oh, but we're only going to tax the rich, Floyd. Uh-huh. Yeah, I got another article that addresses that in a few minutes. But, excuse me, any of you who think that the taxes are only going to go up on the rich, you're an idiot. You've learned nothing from history. You've paid no attention at all. The middle class always winds up being the ones paying the damn bills, and you know it. So don't pretend otherwise. Multi-trillion-dollar. Again, I'm going to keep beating this horse. I don't care if it's already dead. We just sent billions of dollars overseas. They're talking about sending more money overseas. We're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure package. They're talking about another stimulus package here in the States. You think we're going to get all that money just by taxing the rich in this country? Really? Please, Mr. and Mrs. Liberal, if you see this video, if one of my friends shares it so that you can see it, explain to me how you think that's going to happen. I'm sure you're much smarter when it comes to economics than I am, so you should be able to explain it to me. And to my friends, the friends who watch my page, explain to us how just taxing the rich is going to cover all of this? I'm sure we'd love to find out. Talking about where's all of our money going? Federal government, where are they spending our tax dollars? Center for Immigration Studies. Today, what's the date? March 23rd, 2021. Taxpayers to spend $392.69 per person per night on hotels for illegal border crossers. I'm going to say that again. $392.69 per night per person on hotels for people who have illegally crossed the border. Oh, Floyd, why are you such a racist? Why do you hate brown people, Floyd? Why do you hate people that speak a different language? Screw you, you stupid, non-thinking, ignorant liberals. I'm not against immigrants, and I'm not against brown people. I'm against illegal immigrants. You break the law to come here, you've already proven to me you can't be trusted to obey our laws. Illegal immigration. Look it up, you idiots. But think of the money we're spending on that, in the millions right now. Who knows what it's going to wind up being at the end. But there's where some of our tax money's going that's not being spent on infrastructure. Politicus USA. And this is, what's today's date on this thing? I hate it when they don't put a date on. Here we go. Sunday, February 21st, 2021. Joe Biden has been in office for 32 days and spent $0 taxpayer dollars playing golf. Well, isn't that wonderful? That's where the liberals are focused. They're going to tell you, well, see, he didn't do like Trump did. Of course, he didn't do like Obama did either, right? He hadn't spent any money playing golf. I don't give a shit. That's what's important to you, Mr. and Mrs. Liberal, that Joe Biden hasn't played golf in his first 32 days? Really? For God's sake, you people, can you possibly be any more stupid? This is from Fox Business. This is dated, well, actually, it's today's date, 8 hours ago. Kudlow, Biden's $3 trillion tax hike will absolutely decimate the economy. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. You don't have to be a damn economist to figure that one out. $3 trillion tax hike? Oh, but it's only going to be on the rich, Floyd. Sure it is. All right, look, I can go on, but if you don't get it by now, then it's because you're A, incredibly stupid, or B, you just don't want to get it. We're already spending trillions of dollars a year, throwing money all over the damn place, all over the world. And now we need to raise taxes again so we can pay for infrastructure. Well, if you stop spending all this money everywhere else and keep it here in this country where the people who pay the taxes can use it, we wouldn't need to raise taxes again. Taxation is theft. If we want to use the damn roads, we'll pay for the roads we're using. I don't want my tax dollars going to some road out in the Midwest. I'm not using that road. Let the people who live in the Midwest pay for the damn thing. Keep it at the state level. Stop taking money from the states. Stop taking money from the individuals, sending it to Washington, and then letting somebody in Washington who has no idea what the hell they're doing. They just use politics to make their decisions, and stop letting them decide where that money's going. Maybe we wouldn't have the infrastructure problems we have now. And again, I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. This idea that we're some endless, bottomless ATM machine, and anytime the government needs money, they just come take it from our paychecks. I'm going to remind you about the founding of this country. And our founding fathers went to war over a 3% tax. They were stacking bodies. Now, you think about how much money the government at all levels takes from you now, and you just sit back and keep taking it. And then you look at people like me who say, well, taxation is theft. Well, Floyd, we need taxes to have a civilized country. Yeah, before the income tax, did we have roads? Did we have schools? Did we have businesses? Did we have trade with other countries? We had all these things, and yet there was no income tax. Explain it. The bottom line is, if people want something in a free market, they will pay for it. If they don't want it, or they're not going to use it, then they shouldn't have to pay for it. Where am I losing you on this? What's so difficult to understand? But here we are. Once again, the government needs more money. They've spent so much of it that they've got to come after us again for more of our money. I don't care if it's a stimulus package, infrastructure, sending money overseas, paying for illegal immigrants to stay in a hotel while our homeless Americans are still in the streets, while our veterans are still in the streets. But we can't have those illegal immigrants sleeping on the ground. Oh my God, what would people think of us? This madness has got to stop. I mean, and it's not, I'm telling you right now, mark my words, save this video, do whatever you have to do to remember this. But I firmly believe none of this is going to change at the ballot box. You can keep telling yourself it will. You can keep deluding yourself into believing that it will. But it's not. If the last election proved anything, it proves that your vote doesn't mean shit anymore. It's all about, like Stalin said, it's not who votes, it's who counts the votes. Now, you keep kidding yourself if you want to, and things aren't going to get better until we decide we're going to stand up. And if you think January 6th, Mr. and Mrs. Liberal, was a insurrection, you ain't seen nothing yet.